Age and grooming. It is both pleasure and high responsibility to groom a puppy. On the one hand, all puppies are cute and adorable. On the other, the first meeting with the groomers may have a lot of influence on the future life of this dog. Imagine the poodle who needs not only daily brushing and cleaning, but completely brushing and cleaning, but complete grooming every 2 hours, every 2-3 months. That doesn't like grooming. It's quite sad situation, but it could be even worse situation. I saw many dogs that are afraid even to close to the grooming salon. I'm sure they had a bad experience once, and now they struggle to get as far as they can get from the torture chambers. I have also seen many poodles, cocker spaniels, shih tzus, and other dogs who need regular grooming. Who needs regular grooming enjoy that grooming. The reason for the difference is quality of the first meeting with the groomer. And it's worth it to learn how to build a foundation for a good lifelong relationship with your salon next client, to work on the relationship because it will result in easier work in the future. It will also tie the new client to your business forever. In our office, the first meeting of the puppy with the groomer usually occurs after the puppy last vaccination. There is no real necessity for general grooming at this stage. Maybe just some cleaning on the ground area and taking off some hair in front of the eyes and clipping the nails. But it's the best time for the introduction. Obviously, there is no need to say that everything, tools, tables, uniforms should be absolutely clean and disinfected when the freshly vaccinated puppy arrives at your workspace. Do not hurry to the job. First, introduce yourself and your tools. Put the puppy on the table and place the silent clipper, scissors and nail clipping in front of him. Let him smell, touch, and look at these unknown things. See, these things are not dangerous. You may also often offer the puppy some tasty treats on the table. But do not forget to ask the owner about any restrictions and preferences in the little one. It will also be good to give it some toys that will distract him from your tools. When the puppy stops caring for your tools, you can plug in the clippers. And again, give it a few minutes to become sure that these items are not harmful, and even when they make noise. Only after such introduction, when a puppy lost its interest in the new things and situation, you can do some grooming on it. At the first meeting, there are many tools, many things that needs to be learned from the new client, and so it behaves freely, as his entire thing is some sort of game. The next few visits are also part of the slow introduction you may need in order to teach the new client how to behave during grooming. He has to learn to be calm and to stay still during the clicking of the scissors and buzzing the clipper. He has to learn to allow you to brush his coat all over his body, to let you touch his legs, tail and ground and ears. It needs to learn to be washed and dry. So many new things still has to be taught, and you have to assist it to learn and accept these necessary things. It's very helpful to talk with the puppy during all these steps. Some of my groomers even sing songs for the puppy during the grooming. It doesn't matter that this kind of song they sing. Just include the puppy's name in the text. Puppy try to understand the song they are listening for their name, and their attention is distracted and flies away from the distributing things. Initially, they will let you do the job only a few minutes at a time, and then need a rest. 3 visits are usually enough to teach a dog to stay still for 10-20 minutes at a time during the grooming. Well-trained show dogs stay still through several hour-long grooming session. The parts that need special attentions are ears, legs, tail, and ground. The same principles are applied to them. Slow, step-by-step learning from easier types of action and more advanced. If puppy fights against the cleaning of ears, then start with just putting your hand on his head and massaging the ear. They like that. In a while, push your finger inside the ear and continue to massage it. Then the puppy sees that there is no pain and nothing to be afraid of if you touch your ear with fingers. Soft gauze can be added to the procedure. After several such interactions, it will certainly let you clean the ears without any unpleasant reaction. The same with the one leg and 2 parts, hand massage, a simple touch, and finally real work. The summary of this advice of grooming details in table 1. It's in the book, so I can show you here. Basically, introduction to the grooming environment. That's the procedure and advice. Pleasure before duties. Give the new client time to become familiar with the room and table environment. Introduction to of tools. Let them smell the silent tool. Let them guess using the clippers, noise, and scissors. Clicking start work with the puppy losing their interest in your instruments. Procedure. Teaching to stay still. Puzzle price for good behavior. Stop unwanted behavior. Put the dog near the edge of the table. Keep an eye out so it will have unlimited space to retreat. Procedure. Nail trim. Massage the paws before nail cutting. Ground. Pat around this area. Divert the puppy attention with talk. Ear cleaning procedure. First, massage the ear from the outside and then place the finger inside and massage the ear. Then use soft gauze and Q-tips. Lips and face. Talk to the little guy. Keep his mouth closed without pain. Divert his attention. Tail. Pat the back and then the tail. Hairs around eyes. For some breeds with long hair around the eyes, there is a limited time that when these hairs start to grow. They are not long enough to pass the eyeballs, but not short enough to keep out of the eyes. There are 2 options: either cut those hair, and they will grow again later, or use hair clips. Presence of other animals. Let them get acquainted without physical contact. Separate if necessary. Overexcitement or fear. Use an assistant to hold down the dog until it comes down. Pet him. Use vocal control. Okay. On the other side of the, let me see. On the other side of the, this is old age. I like to see an old body coming to our grooming salon. To enjoy a puppy is easy for the soul. All of them are cute and funny. But to be in love with the old dog, it must much more valuable personal characteristic. Many old dogs are not nice looking. Their services are more expensive and they often have many health problems. Thank God most of our customers love their old dogs, all their old family members as much as they like the cute ones, sometimes even more. As a rule, those who are taking good care of their senior dogs are responsible, reliable people, and it's a great pleasure to assist them. What are specifics of the groomer's work with the senior clients? The long list of problems can be organized into 3 categories: skin condition, weakness, and leg problems, and behavioral problems. If a senior dog comes to you for the first time, do not hesitate to talk to the owner and to examine the surface of the dog. There can be some bumps and moles that you have to be aware in front, and otherwise you can cut the dog. There is especially important with the long-haired and mated dogs, but they could be hidden even under a smooth coat in some cases. Asian dogs often have allergies, and it's good to pay special attention to their types of shampoo appropriate for the individual. Among the breeds with the long-haired, floppy ears, you should expect an above-average number of ear problems. Senior dogs often have problems standing still while grooming. This is usually not because of bad behavior, but rather as the consequences of their muscular and skeletal disorders. The advice is simply to try to do as much work as you can while the dog is sitting or laying, and give him multiple paws for rest. Usually the owner is used to seeing his or her dog in the style that's recommended by standard and by the type of haircut that was chosen many years ago, and they rarely see how old and weak their dogs become. They avoid thinking about their body getting old. Though a gentle and polite conversation with owner, you can create an evolving style that will save the dog's look like it's young, but it will be much easier for the old dog to go through grooming. For instance, most cocker lovers like their belly blinks and long-haired paints. To brush, wash, and dry all this coat means a long, stressful period standing. For these aging breeds, we recommend first to make a false coat or even take off the hair off completely. There are several types of hairstyles that can save general appearance of the breed, but they are better for the health of aging dogs. For instance, see Chapter 1, Cocker Spaniel and Cockers. Unfortunately, some senior dogs will come to you with a bad experience in their past. Not every dog is lucky enough to meet a good groomer from very beginning. Sometimes I meet those dogs whose previous groomers was the owner, and I understand that many such owners behave the dogs because they're familiar with dogs, home grooming, and to be easier for the dog. This is not because they always correct. In most cases, the result is the exact opposite to what the owners want. If the amateur groomer hurts the dog, it might then be afraid of all grooming and avoid it for the rest of its life. So such dogs muzzled and their forceful methods may be necessary. In old age, such things can be dangerous. If, for instance, there are health and respiratory conditions, keeping the dog muzzled may even cause fatalities. It's a good idea to talk with a vet about grooming some of the older patients. By the way, of course, it's not easy as the young dogs, but it's never too late to improve their behavior, and even an old dog. Try it. Before we give you some ideas and advice, look at the table 2.